We're going to come back to some more of your super chats later because they're kind of connected to other clubs as opposed to the Chelsea topic that we are on. I did want to ask you all, when it comes to the big game at the weekend, Man City, Liverpool, it kind of feels like it's an eternity ago because Chelsea got beat, Arsenal won, you then got Spurs' defeat, you had United winning and everything going on with the weird corrupt signs that Everton were putting up. Still don't understand that. 24 hours later, how somebody's corrupt for punishing you for a rule you admitted to break in. I'm still confused. It's strange to me. But City versus Liverpool, not the best result in the world for you, Lewis, but I wanted to get your take on that goal that was disallowed because a lot of ex-referees have come out and said that it should have stood. That would have put you 2-0 up, or is that just not something you're focusing on as a fan base?
Well, no, it's not, no, you're right. We don't focus on that as a fan base, innit? We look inwards, we look at ourselves, what could we have done better? We don't release statements and that, but it was obviously not a foul. It was never a foul. You look at there's a camera angle behind a goal and Alisson's just had a nightmare, absolute nightmare. Akanji hardly touches him. It is a contact sport. Remember, guys, you can touch people. So, yeah, what's he just meant to do? Just watch him catch the ball. He's got to go challenge for it. It's never a foul. It should have stood. But as you say, we look inwards. We look at ourselves. What could we have done better to have won the game? You know, poor finishing. Needed to be a little bit better on the chance creation. Not the worst result in the world. Not the best result. We take it and move and try and improve. We got Spurs coming up at the weekend, so hopefully we'll get the dub there. But yeah, it's what it is, really. You know what I mean? We'll just take it and move on. But it was never a foul. No way.
If Onana can do what he did against Wolves, then surely that's not a foul. Like, surely not. And I know people online are saying, well, yeah, Man City, they got away with the same thing against Bellingham in Dortmund in the Champions League. But like, that still doesn't mean that this one shouldn't have been disallowed either. You know what I mean? Like the consistency is a massive issue in this game right now, because you can't say Gabriel wasn't fouled for a light push in the back and then say this is a foul because Alisson leans into him and fumbles the catch. Like, he has to be stronger there, Alisson. Like, Alisson is considered the best goalkeeper in the world. Surely he has to be stronger there, claim the ball, and if he's going to get fouled, it's a clear, blatant foul.
Alisson have the PG or MOL apologized? Is this a mistake?
Not yet. There's been nothing out from them yet. But the thing is, I don't think you'll get one because Man City and its fans haven't made a big song and fair play to them. City fans can do what they want. They haven't made a big song and dance about it. So PG, MLL, what's the point? There's no point in kicking the hornet's nest themselves and saying we made another mistake. They'll ignore it. But on Alisson,
it'd be interesting. Just quickly before you move on to Alisson, it'd be interesting to hear the VAR audio on that if they do release it, because are they going to look at it and say, no, he's got that right, that's a clear foul? Or I'm going to be very interested to listen to the audio. But yeah, like you say, not really that bothered. I was actually very pleasantly surprised, Terry. I was thinking, right, I went after the game, I was like, what's he going to say? Bet he said it was a foul, didn't he? And to be fair, I thought it was very fair in your description of it, so fair play. But yeah, it was never a foul. I am interested to hear the VAR audio. And as you say, Alisson was shocking, man. And that he's not. Mm-hmm. It's not the first time he's done that against City. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. The big occasions, I don't know. But he was so poor. I mean, Edison just looked by far the better goalkeeper. Some of his passing was absolutely outrageous from Edison. But this is not the first time we've seen this from Alisson.
I feel like people are being harsh on Alisson because, yeah, he did make a few mistakes. But even when you look at some of the other...
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. When he looks at some of the other saves he made, they were like class saves, like for Foden when he got down to that corner, right in the corner.
But when it's a big game, it's more margins.
I think he was injured.
He cost him the goal, didn't it?
Yeah, well, he got injured towards the end.
He got injured towards the end of the game.
I think he was injured early in the game, and he only started to feel it more and more later in the game.
Some of
the actions he was making. Once again, this is when I put my conspiracy eagle hat on. But I really do believe someone did it. There was no way Alisson is putting in that kind of performance. One, he came back from international break. That it could have happened on international duty, could have happened anytime, but maybe he wasn't 100% because that was an uncharacteristic performance from Alisson, in my opinion.
He's done it before.
Players can have poor games, man.
Poor games ago, man. What's this excuse about he was injured at the beginning? He was fine to me.
Alisson, I think Alisson is the best goalkeeper in the world, by the way. So this is not like an agenda. He does this There are games where he is awful, but he gets away with it. The amount of times that passes goes into the opposition players,
Like
easy
Bournemouth,
passes get intercepted, and he's either makes up
But
for it.
KJ, you're saying awful relative to the standards you hold him to, because his awful is still better than 90% of the goalkeepers in the league. Like,
No, I hear it. Do you know where I agree though? Is I would love Alisson to be the Man United goalkeeper, not just because I think he's the best in the world, also, but when he does do poorly, it is very quickly. And I remember a couple of seasons ago, he had a period where it was bad for a number of games against City. I think City beat him 4-1 or something, and he had some and he had some poor. But he's left alone. But we all know there are certain clubs with certain goalkeepers, and I'm not going to name them, where one or two mistakes and their backline, their headlines are written, the cameras are always ready to focus upon them. And Onana's gone for it this year, and he had 3 or 4 really poor games. Last 5 or 6 games, Onana has been absolutely impeccable. And I don't expect him to be lauded because he's doing his job. But the way they went in on him, I've seen many a goalkeeper have bad games and make mistakes, and they're just completely left alone. So that element I'm genuinely jealous of, because I just wish that we had a goalkeeper that when he made mistakes was left alone, because we all know media pressure don't help. Look what happened to Ramsdale. When I will get onto Arsenal later in the show, but Ramsdale made 2 crazy mistakes which they got away with, and all of that has been built up by the media. They blaming Arteta for it, but the media are the ones who've created this absolute sideshow of the goalkeeper situation. And the world's looking at him. They were ready to pan that camera to Raya's face at any moment. The commentators, when it's Onana, are ready to speak about David De Gea. And that element, I'd say, that's where Alisson is lucky that he's left alone by the media. Because if he makes mistakes like that and then the pressure comes on top because of the mainstream media, that can hurt your team. So
Terry,
yeah,
you know it is though, Terry. It's because he's got credit in the bank. Like, like Liverpool, they get saved so many times because of him.
I feel like the Liverpool fan base are just really good at protecting their players. You don't really see Liverpool.
Because they're gonna unfollow,
right? Like, they don't come out and go bring out the public. Arsenal, you see them having debates about Ramsdale and Raya every other day. Like, that's why the media.
No,
because
you
can't really call out Alisson like that though, because of how good he is. We've literally said he's the best keeper in the world. So for Liverpool fans to start going over the top like yesterday due to his performance, it'll be a bit like, come on now, how
they're going to miss him.
No, I don't expect the fans to do it. But again, where I would counter what you said there about credit in the bank, David De Gea went for a period where he was one of the best goalies in the world and the best in the Prem. He'd then make a mistake, and the headlines would be there. And hang on a minute, the guy's the best in the league, and he's made one mistake in 3 years, and you're on him. I just see it differently. Michael here says, "Well, why is Terry not admitting City were cheated?" Go watch. You people, honestly, that call me out, have got to go and start watching my match reactions. Go and watch the damn thing, and then I make a lot of content. Go watch the match reaction and see exactly what I said. I called it out, and I called it out from the.
What you've got to remember, Terry, is if the media start coming out and slagging Alisson off, every Liverpool fan will start a petition to get the media paper shut down. So, they've got to be a little bit careful about what they do.
You know what? They're the best at that, though. Liverpool fans.
People in the chat are saying,
protect their players.
People in the chat are saying, look what happened to Terrace. But that's the thing about Liverpool fans. They're so good at protecting the players, but when they're ready to turn, it is.
Yeah, when they turn, it's over. When they turn, they're very good like that. They're very good at protecting their club, and I like how Liverpool fans control the narrative about their club, and it is very, very important to do that at times. As I was saying yesterday about young Kobe, it's I would love what he did, but slow down a little bit in terms of. I said, don't use him as a tool to beat another player over the head with, because all you do is create more attention than is absolutely necessary.
But on Liverpool though, Terry, I just want to say something about the game. Yeah, for me, Liverpool, this is why I don't see them winning the league, man. Because again, it showed me that they've got a big hole in that midfield. I was saying on the Gal show yesterday, bro. From time Akanji's having 10 seconds on the ball to turn, that guy takes about 5 touches, to just turn his body, right? That you've got a big problem in there. And Liverpool, if you realize, they weren't pressing as high as what they normally do, because if they did, they would have left McAllister by himself. I feel sorry for him because he's been played out of position. That's why I don't go in on him too much, because I know what he is, and he's not a ball winner. You saw what Doku done to him. He just ran past him like he wasn't there. Do you know what I'm saying? So Liverpool, they need a DM in January, man. Games like the other day, Man City were just popping them, bro. Triangles in that midfield. If Man City had KDB, they win that game by a couple goals, in my opinion, because they were lacking that creativity. And in the second half, they could have run away with it as well, because the chances that they missed. But honestly, man, Liverpool, that midfield, when they face a team that have a proper midfield, it's peaking there for them. It's long. The triangles are long. It's long for them.
Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, I heard there's a rumor going out. I'm not sure if it's true, but Alisson might be injured now. And,
Oh yeah,
5 weeks.
5 weeks.
Yeah.
So if
Who comes in?
if he is gonna miss those games, Adrian's gonna be coming in.
No,
for Liverpool.
Kelleher.
Adrian, he hasn't played. Is it not
He's
Kelleher?
got Kelleher.
Is it Kelleher? Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Kelleher is gonna be coming
Forgot about
in.
that guy.
You know what? I don't think Liverpool could drop points versus Fulham, Sheffield United, Crystal Palace. They're fortunate, but if he's out for the West Ham, Manchester United, and Arsenal games, it could be peak for them.
Well, yeah, look, Kelleher's good. Do you know one thing about Alisson? Alisson makes so many saves for Liverpool, which 95% of other goalkeepers don't, especially in one-on-ones. There's been so many, the amount of times their fans have come onto match reactions and gone, God, we deserve to win today, but if we didn't have Alisson in goal, it could have been a draw or we could have been defeated. So it's going to be a big miss for them.